For this Pride Month, we're going to be ranking all of the LGBTQIA plus characters within Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and maybe even a couple book-only characters.
Yeah, we'd like to go more into the books, but that's just not what gets the views. People like to see the familiar faces. So when we decide where these characters are going on the list, we're going to be using two very loose criteria. One is how gay is the character, right? Like how on the spectrum of LGBTQ are they? And that's going to be our discretion. There's a lot of factors that go into that. And the second category is going to be, how much do we like the character? Are they a good character? Are we entertained by them? Do we think they're a good person, bad person, whatever? That's how we're going to decide where these characters go. I think we should start first with like the true north, somebody that we like and that is also verifiably super gay. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but before we actually select our true north, go ahead, smash that like button, and also comment down below who's your favorite LGBTQ character in all of Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. But our true north character, I think we can both agree, is Loras Tyrell, who is on the spectrum from gay to straight, very gay.
Very gay.
But also like a very good character that's enjoyable, and I think he does a lot of stuff in the TV show that the TV show version I'm not a huge fan of. Book version Loras is way better, even though he does have his faults, but I think he is an S tier, in my opinion, S tier gay character in Game of Thrones.
Right, he's S tier in terms of gay, and I'd say he's like he's high in terms of like how much we like his character. But for this list's sake, there's not going to be a lot of characters that score S and S in both, so we're going to put him as our true north. He's from a wholesome house. He's decently entertaining. He is obsessed with shaving Renly and having sex with Renly, so he's undoubtedly gay. And, you know, me and Don have this theory that he was about to put on a great show with the Mountain. It was like a rehearsed thing at the legendary jousting match where the Hound stepped in and ruined the whole thing. But watch our Mountain video for more on that. Loras Tyrell is our true north, S tier.
He's a hyper-competent character for what he does, which is a knight. So he's not only on Renly's super straight rainbow guard, but he's also, in the books, he becomes a king's guard. People look up to him all the time.
He's actually very skilled. He's a very valuable asset as like a human being in Westeros. So
emphasis on the ass. Oh, well, let's go with his, well, we're going to have, I think, a bigger discussion about this right now. Let's just go with his lover, right?
Yep.
Renly Baratheon in the TV show. Before we even go into, you know, because clearly he's gay, who's on top here between Loras and Renly?
Yeah, you said emphasis on the ass, and then you said Renly, and then I was thinking like, oh yeah, speaking of his ass, but then again, maybe he's the one doing the plugging, right? Like, is he plugging or getting plugged? Which end of the receptacle is he?
Comment down below. Yeah. Who's on top? Who's on bottom?
It's
Loras,
very difficult.
Renly. I don't think we ever get a definitive answer on this.
I mean, Renly is a Baratheon, so I would like to view him as the top, but I actually think he's the bottom. I think he forces his way to the bottom, even when Loras wants to be, you know, the submissive one. I think that Renly decides, like, no, get up there.
Can you imagine that interaction? Just like trying to like sink your butt into the bed. Like, excuse me, nope, I'm supposed to be here. No.
Right, and by the way, we're not talking power bottom here. He forces himself into the submissive role. Okay, so he forces Loras
to do prince?
A pillow prince. Yeah, that's exactly it. Pillow Prince Renly, and we must specify this is the show version of Renly only. There's a big distinction, and we're going to go into it in a minute.
Yeah, also Renly is a character. So, like, on the gay spectrum, what do you want to say? He's really high up there.
Yeah, he's S tier on the gay spectrum for sure.
He's not initially into the shaving. That's why Loras is way there on more on the gay spectrum of like, hey, I want my boy to look like a little twink. And he really, as a character, has so many flaws that we see in him that he just kind of gets in his own way. He's not as competent as he should be in certain areas where he's more of the political kingly leader of the group, but he underestimates Stannis Baratheon's determination on actually becoming king, which he should know Stannis at that point, which just shows his incompetency.
The way he operates his leadership position, it seems very childish, right? Like, he doesn't actually feel like it seems like he doesn't believe he needs to take steps and like make decisions that would further his leadership. He just kind of feels like, I'm in this role, everybody's going to listen to me. It only makes sense, right? Like, Catelyn, like, you back me. I'm Renly Baratheon. I'm in this position. I'm a high lord. Why wouldn't you just follow me inherently? That's how it feels. Right. But Stannis especially, right? Comparing Stannis to Renly, there was no work done on Renly's behalf to get where he is by comparison. So, yeah, it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, he was able to negotiate with the Tyrells to, get their alliance and actually have a good army with Storm's End and the Reach combined forces against the Lannisters. But other than that, we've never seen him.
Well, that's not even
command
legit.
an army.
You know he has a little shoe in. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, right. He is a shoo-in. He has power. It's not like he rose through the ranks by any means, but he does have political. He's skilled as a politician, but that's the extent we can say about it. Where do you want to put him? S through D here on our tier list.
Well, he's super gay, but I don't think that he's that great of a character, the show version. I wouldn't put him any higher. I mean, he could be an A, but I think he's more like a B, man.
B, middle of the road?
Yeah, I think so.
Just because his character is lacking. Also, we had a discussion top or bottom between Renly and Loras, but does Renly getting hit from the back from the BBS, the big black shadow, does that make him more or less of a bottom? I think that's very more bottom, right?
Well, it depends. We didn't really see, especially not in the book, like we don't really see how willing he is, right? Like he sees this big, tall drink of water, this tall, slim drink of water enter the room. And it depends how like on his knees he gets, like if he's ready for it, then I think that makes it, that definitely says something more so than if he like sees this thing and kind of like, it spooks him, in the corner of his eye and then he just kills him. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I need to see the interaction to really make that call.
All right. So B for Renly Baratheon. Now here is our controversial addition to this tier list.
Necessary though.
Here on our Hilts Herd, we have the inside scoop from George R. R. Martin himself. That is stated. I know a lot of people think Renly Baratheon's gay, but if you look closely in the text, he actually isn't. Go ahead, check out our Renly is not gay video. Best way to celebrate Pride Month is by watching that video. But let's go with book only Renly Baratheon, the Giga Chad of Storm's End. Where do you put this guy? He's very straight.
Yep, he's extremely
very
straight.
Competent. Is he now like the complete opposite of book or show Renly?
Yeah, I mean, he has to be, right? Like, there's no... First of all, he's not gay. There's that. So that automatically, for the gay category, he's at an F. Right. And for, like, his character and competence-wise, he's much more competent than the show version. The fact that his attitude is not displayed in the same way it is in the show really makes an impact there. The Rainbow Guard is seen in a totally different light in the books. This is, like, a colorful... medieval, like prideful show, and I don't mean pride like gay pride, not like the month of June pride, but it's like a prideful, hey, I'm coming for you, I'm not coming covertly, this is my force coming at you militarily, better watch your ass, and not because he's about to penetrate it.
Well, you might with a sword or something. Which I think is the only way he'd be penetrating. But yeah, I think his Rainbow Guard in the book too is more emphasized that it is a celebration of the Seven, right? Devout follower of the Seven.
Yeah, it's a very religious thing.
Very pious. Yep. Probably did not want to consummate his marriage with Marjorie. He's like, I don't know if anybody in the comments are Old Testament readers, but he's kind of like Uriah in the Bible, where he doesn't want to, I'm not going to lay with my wife if all my men on the front lines aren't with their wives, so I'm not going to have sex with Marjorie. Yeah, that is book only. Where do you put him, Gator?
Dude, listen, the only time this guy gets on his knees is to worship and to pray, so he goes in F. He's possibly the least gay character that's going to be on this list. I'm not going to say that definitively. We don't know yet, but he is an F tier gay. He's not homosexual, and any even homosexual adjacent qualities show Renly gives us, he has the exact opposite, man. So we have to put him as far away from the show version as possible, and that lands us an F.
What about our baldless boy, Varys?
BBB.
Where do you put him? Because he's not inherently gay. But I think if we were to go the LGBTQ plus, he's definitely asexual, and on that spectrum, I think he's very asexual. Do we ever see him do anything with anybody?
No, but
he's on the plus side.
Even when he talks kind of like this, in this little playful, flamboyant way, it's like, dude, listen, I don't care if you don't like anybody. I don't care if you like women. You're gay with a voice like that. So he definitely places himself high on this list. And I can't speak for you, man, but for me, I like him a lot. He's a great character. We know his long game. His long game is Aegon VI, the legitimate son of Rhaegar and Elia, So,
yeah.
I put him pretty damn high. I think I put him in like A tier, dude.
Yeah, I think A tier, just because his show version, where he's like, I care about the realm more than anything else, and the way they kind of butcher his character towards the end. Yeah, my headcanon version of Varys might vary from others. But yeah, in the books, he is very focused on the Blackfires. He even kills Kevin Lannister in the books, which is awesome. Dude. Like, he's very active. He doesn't seem like his...
By the way, when he kills Kevin Lannister, he iterates to Kevin Lannister that young Griff is legitimate. So, like, in the man's dying moments, like this, you're about to kill this guy. Why would you, lie to him in that moment? So, dude,
true.
Yeah, that's just further confirmation that young Griff is legit as hell. Our little shined up marble boy is going in A tier.
Based villain I'm going to tell you my plans right before you die moment from Varys.
Absolutely.
So you got to love it. What a flex.
Yep.
Okay, what about Oberyn Martell, everyone's favorite Dornish prince? The man we can't get rid of in our brains for whatever reason. It's currently 2025, and he's just about to be in the Fantastic Four, was just in The Last of Us. Oh, my God. Can we get enough of Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, I've had enough of him for a while, man. Listen, he's bisexual, okay? So criteria 1, super gay. And I don't really believe that he's bisexual, I guess is where I'm going with it. I think he makes bastards.
You don't think he's bisexual?
No, I don't even think he's I think he's lying. I think he just makes bastards to spread chaos and STDs around Dorne and beyond, you know? I think that's really what's going on there. I think he's just gay.
You think he's just gay, but he has sex with women to produce those stinkers out there.
Yeah,
that's the only way he can produce stinkers.
I think if he could produce stinkers. Yeah, right, exactly. No, you had the exact same thought. If he could produce gays, or if he could produce stinkers with his boy toys, he definitely would. So
what a life to live. So I guess he's reluctantly bisexual. So that probably puts him higher, though, on the list of gay versus straight, then.
That's my opinion. I mean, if you disagree, let me know.
No, I can see that. He definitely says he likes tasting everything, which, I mean, like, you don't have a preference either way, which, I mean, I guess they didn't go into that much detail of it. But, you know, I can kind of just put him middle of the road on the sexuality thing. It's like neither a plus on the spectrum versus or a minus. But when I look at him, I'm mostly tainted by his love of poison, which is a woman's weapon. So
exactly.
That puts him more on the
very gay
side.
Yep.
And he also, like, doesn't get the job done and is very, like, Greg, you tell them who gave you that order, Greg. Greg.
Say it.
Say it, Greg. It's like, no, just finish the job. Very feminine, like, feature, I think, from Oberyn in that moment.
I'm not a fan of the poison thing at all. I think that's a big factor here. And I'm also not a fan of, like, a bunch of promiscuity going on either, you know? So regardless if he wants to, like, have sex with these women or not, like, sexual attraction-wise, he's still producing a ton of bastards with a ton of different women. And I just don't think that's really healthy for society. So Oberyn, on that second qualification for character, he's low. I put him in, like, F for that. But where do you think it balances out?
Yeah, a D for character-wise. Yeah, I don't, like, as a character, I don't like him. We also have a video on that, like, why Oberyn Martell sucks. Yeah, just his attitude generally, how emotionally driven he is. It's somewhat interesting to throw in the mix, but as a character, do I like him? No, yeah. So D, or F, I should say, for his character.
Yep.
And then his sexuality for me is, like, in the middle of the road. So what do you want to go, like, C?
Yeah, C is
C
fine.
tier?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think he's the worst, but he's just definitely not doing it for me.
He's overrated is the main thing.
What about the dog of the Iron Islands, Yara Greyjoy, a.k.a. Asha from the books, but Theon's sister, who is bisexual and dabbles in incest.
Yeah, she's incest friendly, that's for sure. I just feel like, I'm so grossed out by her. I feel like she shaves her whole body, but I feel like it would actually make her more masculine. Like, I feel like she shaves her body hair off and she ends up looking more masculine afterwards somehow. So I mean, I don't know if that makes her gay or not, but that's definitely commentary on her stature. She's definitely, like, the gay thing, I don't know. Where do you put her in terms of gay? Like, where does incest rank in the LGBT community?
It seems like she's bisexual because I don't think we get it. I mean, is she just lesbian? Because we only see her, I think, with, well, I guess she was having fun with Theon, so I mean, I can't tell. But I will say, for character-wise, I hate her in the TV show. The book, Asha is great. I like Asha a lot. Yara sucks. Yara, first off, looks like a dog, which, I mean, if you look beautiful and you're on a ship with a bunch of these stinker Iron Islanders who are just ready to bust their nut in any salt wife, and you have this attractive girl on there and she's able to command respect, that is impressive. If you have this dog of a woman on the ship and these men aren't touching her, that's not nearly as impressive. So her character, her ability to command a ship, that's low for me. And then for her sexuality is, like, again, middle of the road, if not. Dude, do you remember when she was making out with that girl right next to Theon? How awful that was? I hate Theon, but, like, poor Theon.
Yeah, poor Theon. In that one moment, poor Theon. She must just be, we're talking about this. I think she's just a lesbian, but then she has, like, an exception for incest only, right? Like, I'm sure if Balon was barking up that tree, I think she'd go for that too. So I put her gay-wise very high. I put her like A tier gay, but character-wise, it's an F. I think I put her down in, like, D tier as well. Like, she's definitely worse than Oberyn, I think.
Yeah, probably worse than Oberyn. And mostly show version, because book version, very not gay, or at least not lesbian at all, but better character. So it'd almost be like the book version of Renly.
We could do the book versus show version of the characters for like most of these, and it would be very different, but yeah.
All right, what about the little prosty we get in mid-season of Game of Thrones? His name is Olyvar. I'm sure everyone remembers this guy. They probably remember his face, but they don't remember his name at all. Where would you rank him? Because he has a conversation with Oberyn, and he just will not even make out with his wife. He's just, no, it doesn't do it for me. So I think he is high gay. Like, he's
S-tier gay.
S-tier gay. What about his character-wise? Where do you rank him on character?
We don't know much about him. Kind of comes off annoying, very too flamboyant. I wouldn't say he's an F. He's probably like a C tier character. We don't know that much about him. I'd probably put him in like A tier overall, right? Like S tier gay, but like maybe like a C as far as character. So
yeah,
somewhere in like the A-B territory.
Yeah, I would say bottom of A, little high on B, just because he's competent in what he does, and he's very crucial to, because he basically is the gay Raws we get later on in seasons that eventually does the Tyrell's undoing. But yeah, I don't know. He's not that interesting. But plus, he blasphemous when he dresses up as the father of the Seven with the High Septon when he's having his little,
it's disgusting.
His little freak off there. Okay, let's get into some House of the Dragon characters. The most prominent one we get in Season 1 is Rhaenyra Targaryen, who is not openly gay, but I think everyone knows he's gay. Skilled knight, fought in the Stepstones, the War of the Stepstones. He's quote-unquote loyal to his family, but as soon as he feels the heat, he's like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. He just runs away at the end of it. Character-wise, meh. Gay-wise, very high, I think.
I think he's pretty high on the gay spectrum, but see, I'm kind of questioning. I have to question myself a little bit with this guy because, it's definitely implied that he's gay, and it's, again, more so shown to us in the TV show than in the book and everything, and he's got Carl and all this, and he's also got Joffrey, so I think he's dabbled in gayness, but he might not be... part of me just thinks he wants to hang with the boys more so, and he just kind of keeps on running into gay guys, and it's like, well, I got to do what I got to do to get away from all this political action. I want to fight. I want combat. If I have to S a few Ds and L a few As, like maybe that's what I got to do.
Yeah, can you blame him if his dad is constantly just talking about legacy? I'm sure that could just get annoying after a while. Yes. I agree with Corlys, but it just gets annoying probably after a while. And like you said, all the women in his life are just annoying. You have the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull mother. I need you to ascend the throne so I can be close to it.
Yeah, obey me, you will fuck women. It's like, no, Mom, no.
Also, on the gay spectrum of him, he's not able to produce a legitimate heir with Rhaenyra, and he's just like, this isn't for me. Well, then again, maybe Rhaenyra's like throwing up, hot dog down the hallway. You can get no friction in there. So
I guarantee that's a part of it. But also, too, he's just exhausted from the arguing and fighting all day. He's got to deal with this mental domination from, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull mother. There's a lot he's dealing with. I can't blame him for having a little ED. And it's not like they had any Cialis back then. So what's he supposed to do?
Right. I don't know what the Maesters can give him. Where do you want to put him? I think he's kind of middle of the road here because he's very gay, but his character is just like very meh. And I almost want to put him with Oberyn, like C tier.
I think so, too.
I don't hate
I think
him.
so, too.
He's just kind of meh. But, some person I do hate, but is very gay, his little Knight of the Kisses.
Oh, yeah.
Joffrey Lawnmouth.
Man, I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah? What are you thinking about?
Listen, Knight of the Kisses, that's like so gay that it might be like wrap around to being straight again. Like it's like too over the top. It makes me think he's hiding being heterosexual.
Dude, everything about the Lawnmouths, their sigil is like skulls and kisses, like lips.
Yeah, exactly. What are they hiding?
Their motto is "The choice is yours," which sounds kind of badass, but also very gay.
It's so gay. It's super gay. It's like super like accepting, I guess. I don't know. I'm torn, man. I'm really torn. I didn't think of the Night of Kisses thing. I just saw it and I looked at his face and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he's playing some kind of a game. He's definitely a manipulator. He's like going and whispering sweet nothings into Kristen Cole's ear, but it's like taunting. He's talking about straight sex there. He's like, oh, dude, I know how you get in there with Rhaenyra. You just fucking love it, don't you? Fucking straight sex. Oh, it feels so good, doesn't it? I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like, man, dude, I don't know.
There's nothing I would hate more than be on duty at a wedding, and then you have this gay guy trying to reminisce or, connect with you on a level of like having sex where I'm like, dude, you were having sex with a guy in his ass. pussy's
not.
completely different. Well, maybe not, but like I don't think that's what he's clearly saying what he's doing.
That's true. Listen, yeah, and also, you know what? He loves being pounded by dudes so much, he literally made Kristen Cole, like, taunted him to the point of pounding his own head to death. So maybe that's the indicator right there. All right, you know what? Just for simplicity's sake, I'll admit he's super gay. All right?
He is super gay, and just imagine Kristen Cole in that moment, too. The guy's name's Lawnmouth, the Night of Kisses. Imagine the breath on this guy at this wedding. You're sitting there like, dude, just take a step back.
Yep, it's rough. It's rough. Okay, so he's definitely super gay. What do you think? How do you feel about his character? Like, are you annoyed by his attitude, or do you kind of get like, this is kind of entertaining shitster vibe? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, entertainer shitster vibe. In the book, he is killed by Kristen Cole in a tournament, so he's like way more of a sword fighting knight, right? So his inability to read the room, bad. His probably ability with the sword, because he's a knight at this point, good. His character plays a role. I don't know. I want to put him at maybe C.
Yeah, we could put him in C tier then. That's fine. He can rest next to Rhaenyra. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yep, that's the way he wants it. Well, speaking of another guy trying to get in there with Rhaenyra, what about Carl?
Okay, I got thoughts about Carl. Okay,
here we go.
Especially the book one is really leaking into my
Ooh.
Psyche here. Okay,
why?
He fucks Rhaenyra, so that's somewhat gay right off the bat. But dude, book Carl, he is very possibly just playing a long game in order to kill and like rob Rhaenyra. Like that's almost guaranteed in the book. There's not even really a hint of this whole fake death. They run off together. That's not even really hinted at all. It just kind of seems like Carl's a scummy dude who was playing some kind of weird game with Rhaenyra and then just murdered him one day. So I don't think Carl's gay at all. I think it's total fabrication. I think he was tying sticks to it, you know?
Yeah, I think Carl in the books deluded that he's like a gambler or he has some sort of maybe debts. That's why. Exactly. I don't think there was a question of whether Carl killed him. It was the question was, why did he kill him? Was it, a disagreement about, who can be on bottom next? They're like, no, I am. Please, no. And then eventually a knife comes out by accident. Or was it Daemon hiring Carl to, remove this potential roadblock in the way from him?
Yeah. So I mean, either way, he's in it for like non-sexual purposes. So I definitely don't think he's gay. Like again, there's something to be said for the fact that if he was able to get it up for Rhaenyra, right? That's definitely something you could say. It puts him on the gay spectrum for sure. But I don't think he's like anywhere close to the top of gay. Like he's like a C tier gay. And then character-wise, what do you think?
There's just like really nothing there they give for him.
Yeah, it's lame.
So I don't know. I think D tier. I don't want to put a bunch of people in C because I think those guys have more positives than Carl. Carl, I don't know. Yeah, I like the book Carl more than the show Carl. Think about this too. Rhaenyra and Carl killed like an innocent Valyrian or some black guy.
An innocent black. Yeah, I know.
in Driftmark.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, run away with me, please, Rhaenyra. I love you. And Rhaenyra's like, dude, I just want to go hang with the boys, but I guess if I gotta, yerk you off along the way, I guess I'll go.
How long do you think they lasted together over in Essos, these two?
I don't know. I feel like we're going to find out in season 3. That just seems like something they would do, isn't it? They're going to bring him back.
Hopefully we get a whole episode, kind of like in The Last of Us, where they had that whole gay episode with Ron Swanson. Hopefully we get a whole Rhaenyra and Carl in Essos.
That's the spinoff I want to see, not Corlys's 9 Voyages. All right, who's next?
This is only a show version of this character. Rhaenyra Targaryen, who is the realm's delight, only known to be having sex with men at this point. For whatever reason, in House of Dragon Season 2, she's a lesbian. So she's bisexual right now. We're known to be Green supporters here on this channel, so I hate Rhaenyra, and she's bisexual, so I put her probably in D tier.
I think that's a pretty safe pick. I'm not even convinced, by the way, that she even is really a lesbian. I think she just wants attention from anybody that'll give it to her. She probably had a little hidden cam in the corner for a Tumblr feed. This is like girls in high school that pretended to be lesbians, even though they've never dated a woman, whatever. They're just lying. That's what a vibe I get. It's just a phase, yeah, exactly. A phase that she never even really had. Like one kiss, come on. Don boy, I've kissed your brother on the mouth, okay? I'm not even sort of gay.
And my dad on the mouth.
And your dad, yes. True story.
And the one she kisses, Misaria, it feels like she's almost taking advantage of Misaria, not only because of the power dynamic, but also Misaria, the way she speaks, it led you to believe there's something wrong upstairs. She doesn't have all the marbles. Lights on, no one's home. She's kind of like,
right.
I'd do anything for you. She sounds like a more Down syndrome version of Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's hard to even do her accent. Yeah, like my queen, I will do whatever you want me to do. If you want me to kiss you, I will. It's like Jamaican, but also Arab, but also
maybe French. I don't know.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, no, no, you're right. There's a little bit of French in there too. 100% there is. Yeah. So wow, is Rhaenyra like taking advantage of a mentally handicapped person?
She's like, I told you to go back on the boat. Why are you back here? She's like, she's like, oh, Rhaenyra's thinking she really likes me, and Misaria's just like, she's just kind of got lost.
She's scared. She doesn't know what to do. She's about to burst into tears. Like, find it. Yeah, no, that's not okay. Scumbag Rhaenyra like usual.
D tier, I think, for Misaria. I don't like her.
Yep.
She's, I mean, people want to call us misogynists. Look at the bottom tier. It's I mean, we got some guys down there, you know.
Yeah, sure.
I can't help it if George writes gay men better than he does lesbians. What can we do?
Yeah, hey, fact check true on that.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. What about some person who's loving the game right now? Your favorite character, Jon Connington.
Jon Connington. I feel like I say this for everybody now, but man, the way that we make videos has me questioning everything, right? And that's a healthy thing. Okay, I'm skeptical about all of it. He's gay, supposedly, but he's like gay for Rhaegar, who's a super femme. He's like this musician, like really feminine body, definitely shaved, no facial hair to speak of, absolutely none, can't even grow a beard. You know, never plugged by him at least.
Yeah.
That seems pretty straight to me. I don't know. It kind of seems like he's bi-curious, but I feel like when he finds out there's a dick under those pants, he's not going to like it too much. And then the only other gay instance that we've speculated about anyways, I think he's like the relief valve for young Griff on the way over. You know what I mean? He's a boy going through puberty, gets kind of frustrated. Like, what's he supposed to do? Just, you know, that's what Jon Connington's for.
True. Also, would it change your mind at all if, I guess it'd maybe drive him in more of the straight direction if you learn that Jon Connington was trying to be a top, even though his behavior is nowhere near like alpha. He's very beta, right? That's the reason why I think of him too. Like, isn't it kind of weird that you're raising the son? Like, you're basically cucked by Rhaegar if you're raising the son of Rhaegar and Elia Martell, right? Say, oh, yeah, I'm going to raise him for you. Trust me, I'll do just what you wanted, Rhaegar.
It's pretty pathetic, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's okay character. Ask Quinn the GM, he fucking loves him.
Yeah, I know. Listen, he's intriguing. He has a lot of like stems, or like, you know, George, his little sprouts or whatever he gardens. He's a good seed that was planted. We'll see where he goes with it. For now, I'm only okay with him.
He's very interesting, I'll say that. And he's like one of a kind in his path. Plus, he might be helping out bring the Blackfires to the throne. So I think we put him in B.
Oh, yeah.
I think we put him in B. He's not A.
Yep.
And
Blackfire, B for Blackfire potential. If he brings him over there and they do some good work, man, if young Griff gets a dragon from Dany, steals that bitch, then yeah, we're going... He'd be a lot higher. Maybe we'll revisit this next year.
Oh, okay. What about a character that's not gay in House of the Dragon, but me and you talk a lot about Jane Arryn, who is the head of the Arryns currently within House of the Dragon. Where would you rank her on the gay tier list here?
Yeah, it sucks because the show version, not gay, but it's tough, man. It's really tough. She is supposed to be gay, right? Like, she's supposed to be a lesbian?
Yeah. She is supposed to be lesbian. She doesn't take any husband. Also, it's kind of straight, but very predatory behavior that she's like when Jace comes up is like, hey, would you back my mom, Rhaenyra, who also is part Arryn, and also the fact that if you back Rhaenyra, you also push the potential claim of women inheriting rights as the same as men. And instead of just being like, yeah, right away, first off, she's like, I want a dragon up here. Second, Jace, eat me out right now.
Yeah, you got to do the Tootsie Pop challenge on me ASAP.
Like,
see how many licks it takes. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. It's not okay. Jace is not that old. Yeah. It's very... listen, do I even need to say it? Her neck is like as long as the Tower of Babel, and I wish that God would destroy it in the same way that he did the tower.
I think they did motion capturing on her for Bloodworm, for for Daemon's dragon, Caraxes.
Yeah, she's the inspiration. She was actually cast years before the show. It's like, wait a minute.
Where would you
look at that? That's a horrible picture, man.
I know, it's so bad. She doesn't look that bad. It's just this angle was really bad for her. They're also not doing her any favors by fully exposing that thing. They definitely need to,
No, that was a bit. And whoever was writing that episode laughed their ass off.
Where do you put her on the tier list here?
well, especially show version, character sucks, and she's questionably gay. So I put her in, like, I hate to say D tier. Let's just put her in C tier just to appease the.
There's no appeasing them. I'm telling you right now, anyone that's triggered by that did not make it that far in the video. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and smash that like button.
Or not. We don't care.